Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at SMTAi in Chicago, and I'm joined by Mark Ogden from ASM. Mark, thanks for stopping by. Always so much going on with you guys. First thing I wanted to tackle was recent acquisitions. You've just you acquired Critical Manufacturing. How's that going? How's that impacting you and your customers at the moment?
Well, that was obviously a very strategic acquisition for us. If you look at the way data and the way information's managed in a factory, what we provided up to that point was a lot of really good reporting on materials consumed, a lot of good trace information, and a lot of operator guidance that's already been in place with ASM for a while. What basically Critical Manufacturing offers is a whole MES system, so you can actually now manage your end product that's going down a production line and all the data that's associated with that, and that is across a whole factory. So that's something new, and it's probably on another level above the existing software we had offered up to that point.
Yeah, so that's really, I was going to say that's really critical, it's really important. No mistake in the name, but we really have spent a lot of time down in the weeds discussing connectivity and the layers and the kind of technology that maybe gets us closed loop from one device to the next. This is a much bigger picture, and this is really much more important in terms of getting value out of this Industry 4.0 concept.
Absolutely, Phil, because I think what we're trying to look at now is using big data to make a factory more efficient, right? That's what you really want. You want higher uptime, and you want higher velocity of material through your factory, and you want greater efficiency, right? That's what all of this smart factory and MES software is going to be all about. Now, the unique thing about Critical Manufacturing is all of these different modules that it comprises were written and coded by the same group. So master data that we collect from and put in Critical Manufacturing can be used by different modules and different end users. I can give a different view to an operator and have them guided through the factory. I can give a different view to the logistics manager, a different view to the plant manager, and so on. If you look at our industry in general, it's a kind of a patchwork quilt of other bits of discrete software all trying to connect to each other somehow to give you that big data. And we felt it was important we take a next step up and make this acquisition, because it's all pretty much homogeneous, the data that we have in that system.
Yeah, and that's essential. And just moving on from there, ASM, what's new in terms of products, and what are your customers demanding from you at the moment, particularly here in North America?
Well, the new things that you're going to see will be highlighted at the Productronica trade show, of course, very soon, right? But a lot of that is going to be in the idea of operator guidance, and how do I get the right piece of information into the right pair of hands on the shop floor. We're not going to see areas where there's no operators, but you're going to see probably fewer and more better informed operators in the factories of the future, right? So that's going to be a really, really big showcase at Productronica. How do we connect with other pieces of automation, whether that's automated vehicles or automated storage systems, things like that. And again, it comes back to the simple thing. You want to have your material at your line, you want your line to be running efficiently, and that can be done by assisting the operator through software. So that's going to be one of the main things. And we'll see some exciting new machines coming out as well, but I can't talk to you about that today, right? So, yeah.
Faster, better, all that good stuff. Last question, I wanted to talk a little bit with you about the market. We're hearing a lot about stuff being reshored as a result of tariffs. We're seeing some volumes ramp here in the US, also in Mexico, for example. What are you seeing in terms of changing demand at the moment?
A rather strange market at the moment, I would say. On the one hand, you will see in the papers, in the press over the next months, a few positive signs of new factories or new projects being opened locally here in the US. But at the same time, you'll feel a lot of uncertainty in the market because of tariffs, because of trade barriers. That creates uncertainty. And if you're in the capital business, you know what that means, uncertainty, right? We're fortunate enough that we've got enough new positive things going that's offset a bit of the uncertainty. Long term, I really think it's going to take a couple of years to put in this new 5G infrastructure. Once that goes in, that will drive a lot of growth with it, because there'll be a whole array of other devices that can connect to that, but that connectivity has got to be implemented first. Yeah. So that's where I see it. I see fairly stable the next year or two, and then an uptick once this 5G stuff's gone in.
Yeah, there's certainly a softening at the moment, and I see that continuing through next year. So it looks like kind of a steadying of the ship, and
yes, exactly.
We'll see what pans out with tariffs. There doesn't seem to be an answer anytime soon on that one, so we'll wait and see. Mark, thanks for stopping by.
Well,
Always
thank you
an
very
absolute
much.
pleasure.
Thank you.